Alright, so as you can see, this is kind of all the code that I have. It's very similar to the last one because we're using the same movement system. All that we're adding is just these ring shooter and ring loaders here. Now how the ring shooters and ring loaders work, as you've probably guessed, the ring shooter motor will power up the flywheels here to be able to shoot the rings. And then the ring loaders here is essentially this conveyor belt here, which will push the rings into the flywheels here, which will launch the rings. So you need to, of course, start by revving up your ring shooter, and then after that, after a few seconds, then you'll want to power the motor to basically launch the rings. And something interesting that I did here is I started powering them up before I actually got to the final position that I wanted to launch them in, because again, your flywheel can take some time to rev up. It's kind of good to kind of handle the multiple tasks kind of simultaneously for your robot if possible. And yeah, that's kind of how it works. It's able to go to this first position here because that's what I chose, and then it's able to shoot almost reliably into the top here. I may need to change that a bit. But yeah, that's this one, and you can see I'm only getting into the first goal here. And even though we're doing an actual autonomous, and this may be a viable strategy, you only have a 1/3 chance of actually getting these plus 15 points here. So it may be useful to maybe use a different sensor to be able to detect how many rings are here and be able to place the wobble goal in the correct position. And it's also the case of it is actually more points to be able to shoot these power shots here, so maybe you don't even want to get into the top goal. So we'll kind of look into that into the next lesson.